Let's talk about something called the quiet money system. It's a really simple idea for plugging those money leaks we all have and building wealth, believe it or not, without actually needing a bigger paycheck. Okay, let's get into it.
I think we've all been there, right? Payday comes, you feel pretty good, and then boom. Before you know it, you're looking at your account wondering, wait, where did it all go? It's a super frustrating cycle.
But what if we're looking at it all wrong? The big idea here is that for a lot of us, the real problem isn't the size of our paycheck. It's all the small, almost invisible ways we let that money just slip away.
So let's give this a name. We'll call it the money leak problem. And it's this idea that all those tiny, no-big-deal purchases are actually what's keeping us from hitting our really big financial goals.
To really get this, let's use an analogy. Think about your monthly income like it's a bucket, and every single payday, a whole bunch of money gets poured right into that bucket. Pretty straightforward, right?
Well, here's the catch. This bucket has a bunch of tiny little holes in it. We're not talking about one huge, obvious hole. We're talking about dozens of small ones. You know, a food delivery here, an impulse buy there. Each one seems so small, but add them all up and you've got this constant, quiet drain on your money.
So this shows us the two ways to approach this. On the left, you've got the leaky bucket method. That's where you spend first and then hope to save whatever's left, which, let's be honest, is usually nothing. But on the right, you have the wealth bucket. This approach flips the whole thing on its head. You fill your savings bucket first, and then you spend what's left over.
And that brings us to the secret sauce, the pay yourself first shift. Now, this is so important. This is not about trying harder or having more willpower. It's about building a smarter system.
David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire, just nails it with this quote. I mean, trying to force yourself to save money every single day, it's exhausting. But a system that just does it for you on autopilot, that's basically foolproof.
Let's just break it down to make it super clear. The old way is basically a plan to fail because life just happens and there's never anything left. The new way, it guarantees you save because that money is whisked away before you even have a chance to miss it.
And what's so powerful about this is how it totally changes the conversation inside your own head. You stop asking, can I afford this? And instead, the first question that pops into your mind is, wait, have I already taken care of my future self? It completely reframes how you look at spending.
Okay, so paying yourself first gets the money into savings. Awesome. But that's just step one. The real magic, the part that gets truly exciting, is what happens to that money over time.
You gotta love this wisdom from Warren Buffett. He's saying that getting rich isn't really about being the smartest person in the room. It's about consistency. It's about patience. It's about just staying in the game long enough for it to work.
And here is the beauty of it. A good automated system forces you to be patient. Because the decision is already made, it takes all the emotion and the day-to-day jitters out of the equation. Your system just hums along in the background, letting your money do its thing.
So let's look at some real numbers here. That tiny $5 a day leak, that's about $150 a month. If you just let it leak out, it's gone forever. But what if you plug that leak and invest that same money every month? Well, assuming a pretty average 8% return over 25 years, the result is, well, it's kind of mind-blowing.
It turns into over $130,000. Just let that sink in for a second. This is the same person with the same income. The only difference was the system they used for that $5 a day. It really proves it's not about the amount. It's about consistency multiplied by time.
Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Well, here's a simple 7-day challenge you can start today to get your new system installed and running.
All right, days 1 through 3 are all about awareness and automation. First, just find one leak. That's it. One subscription, one daily coffee, whatever. Then set up a small automatic transfer to savings, maybe $25 or $50 a week. And finally, for any impulse buy over $30, give yourself 24 hours to cool off.
Now, for the next few days, we're going to build some better habits. Make it a little harder to spend online. Delete those saved credit cards. Figure out what triggers you to spend. Is it stress? And find a new, healthier habit. And try this if-then rule. If you get the urge to buy something random, you have to transfer $5 to savings first. And then, day 7. This is where you look back and see that you actually did it. You saved money this week. So now you lock it in. That automatic transfer you set up, that's the new normal. Congratulations, you've just installed your system. Of course, Right about now is when your brain might start cooking up a few excuses to stop you. So let's get ahead of them and tackle the big ones right now.
So if you're thinking, I'll start this when I get a raise, nope. Start with just $25 a week. A good system grows with you. If you're worried about creating the perfect budget, forget it. Just automate that one savings transfer. And if you mess up and overspend one day, the rule is simple. Never miss twice. Just get right back on track the next day. No big deal.
So if you remember nothing else from all of this, let it be these 3 things. 1. Find and plug just one of those tiny money leaks. 2. Use that found money to pay yourself first with an automatic transfer. And 3. Just be patient and let time and compounding do all the heavy lifting for you.
And please remember, the whole point here isn't to find some superhuman motivation that you have to maintain forever. It's about installing a simple, effective system that just runs on its own, making your financial goals pretty much inevitable.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you're being really honest with yourself, what's your biggest money leak? What's that one small thing you could plug starting today?